Stories of abductees released from prisons of the terrorist Houthi militia. They were subjected to many types of violations and torture and spent years in prisons of the Houthi militia. This report has more details.
To lose your freedom and remain a hostage in jail, even for a short period, is not an easy matter that may affect the life of the person in prison. In Yemen, many citizens spend more than 8 years under torture and abuse in the prisons of the Houthi militia. This young man who spent more than 8 years in prison was subjected to all kinds of violations and torture. Majid tells part of what he was subjected to in prisons.
We were kidnapped from August 2015 until 2023. Houthi prisons are indescribable. We were forcibly disappeared. Our families were not told about our place for a long time. We were tortured from beatings to electric shocks. We call on the United Nations and the international organizations to hold the Houthis accountable for their actions.
Majid's story is not the only one, as there are thousands of Yemenis like him who have been subjected to worse types of violations and torture. They were imprisoned in Houthi jails because of their rejection of its destructive ideology. These people completely suffered in these Houthi jails, and the ones who were released from the prisons of Houthis were released with half bodies, while thousands are still in their prisons, awaiting an unknown fate.
We call to protect the rights of the people that were tortured, and we also call on authorities to hold the Houthis accountable for what they made these people go through.
Houthi militia did not abide by human rights and international laws in its inhumane treatment of abductees. It transgressed all international norms and laws, which forces the international community and the United Nations to stop the militia's practices and violations. They must be held accountable and forced to release abductees and the disappeared people without condition or a record before any negotiations of peace to come.